they, I don't know, immerse themselves. They profited from it. I mean, we're not giving them credit, but it's an opportunity. Not many see it as an opportunity. They did. So, I mean, we shouldn't be really
It's again.
indifferent about the fact that anyone, even us that are enlightened, even us that people will say they have PhD and they have 10 master's degree, a lot of us have profited from this whole thing, whether it's their personality, whether it's a grandeur of delusion that they have in their heads, sort of like believe that they are supreme than most and all that kind of stuff. Looking for trophies where applicable and trying to gallant themselves and look for self-praise and acclamations that are even false. Yeah, despite the fact that we all speak this big English and this big grammar, there are people who are doing this kaskamaje and the sakamaje. They are not even extorting people of their hard-earned money, but they are actually using that little chip over their shoulders to use their personality to rogue people into stardom, and then everybody becomes what you call it. I am more famous than you and all that kind of stuff. So we need to be careful to kind of even actually Westo, Arifa of our world, if they benefited from this, so be it. There are people that have benefited from it using their personality and roguing people, persuading people all over the place. We're
Yeah,
not
I took
talking about them.
I
And
took
I think I congratulate these people for seeing opportunity and going for it. If MOHBAD and posterity hasn't actually punished them for whatever reason, Arifa or Westo, I give them the clap. I will clap for them. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity. And if they see it as an opportunity, we need to leave them alone.
yeah, I
Yomi
took
Fabiyi did was Joseph Aloba himself that everybody clamored after did was that every single one of us with no shred of accountability. So I will congratulate Westo, Arifa, and the likes of them because they are human beings just like us who saw the opportunity just like Aries, just like Oloriebi, just like everybody, including Joseph Aloba and Comfy. So we need not to drop these guys to the gutters for whatever misgivings that we have. We need to let them be because there is still going to be more Arifas, more Westos, and more Yomi Fabiyi that will still come and Sakamaje and Skaskamaje us. We need to
I,
leave those people alone. The big picture right now is what we're fighting with Bossman, the people that may have misled us. Even if Bossman actually sits down there all day,
I
who
took
may have misled us?
I took
We need
wait.
to talk about the big boys and the big girls and
I
leave
took
the small girls and the small boys alone.
wait. I know. I'm driving somewhere. Look, the real problem. That's where I'm going. The real problem is the public themselves. It is the public. That's the biggest problem. That's it's not all of these people, but what you can say is I will say that sorry, where's the noise coming from? Look, sorry, can you mute IT please? Kind of noisy. Yeah. The thing is this. That's why I always have this culture and I always believe in it. And that is why some societies they are the way they are today. Never cover up evil doings. The moment you start acting crazy, the moment you start doing something shady, evil, I'm gonna let it out. I'm gonna expose you so that we can stop you. You should be stopped. So all of these people, that's why some things that Yekudi revealed said about Baba Mubad, I can't remember, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. You see, those things and some things that other people that were close to this man, those kind of things should have been said earlier. Maybe those things would have come together to stop this man and stop all of them
But
together.
you could have said some things that didn't they attack you?
Yeah. I know. I'm coming there too. That's why I said the public. They're the problem. The public. And you see, because They want to do all of this gang fighting. They want to do all of this pepper them kind of thing. They want to do all of this. Oh, team, hey, team this, team bad team. Team. We are better than African TV. You see, a lot of people they blindly and threw their senses away just because they want to pepper African TV, and they just went with Yomi without their brains. Because things that this guy was doing, they were just clear to me that these people are stupid. To be honest, I've never seen. Look, this just for MOHBAD just made me realize that some people, the level of stupidity that I've seen in my life, that I thought, oh, this should be the height of it. That some people, they have now taken that further to another level. To be honest, everyone that were thinking that Yomi was going to give them justice. So to be honest, I don't even know what to say to y'all. I don't know what to say to you all, knowing that this guy was not part of any process.
But Jack, let's be honest. During the period of time that we thought the 3 seconds video was going to materialize to 10 minutes or whatever the case may be, I think we were all like expectant fathers awaiting the delivery of a pregnancy that is gone over 12 months instead of 7 months or 9 months or whatever the case may be, whether it's premature or normal. And we were expectant. And I'm sure at some point you were singing Yomi's praises as well. Some people are a bit quiet about it. I say, let's see how it goes or whatever the case may be. And everybody did actually expected something
I never sang
positive
his
out
praises.
of it.
Wait, I never sang his praises. If you look at me from when
but there are times when you were
just
actually
wanted,
saying
I wanted when it was
that you are excited about it and
yeah,
you're actually
I
looking for
wanted.
a positive
I was
outcome
interested.
out of it.
I was
You see, me, I
interested.
don't forget to.
Yes,
Jack,
I
I
was
don't forget
interested.
to.
I wanted to know. I
Carry
wanted.
on, carry on.
Yes, I was interested, to be honest, because I like to get to truth, and I love if look. The big thing is this. The big problem is this. There was a dead end. The public, everybody was desperate because the authority, the people that should be doing something, they have refused to do something. And the people who were key witnesses to this homicide, they were not talking. So you need leads. So even if a madman comes up today and say, comes that not no longer today, before, not now. Now there's nothing. Before and says and said, oh, I have a lead. I have this video. I will want to say it. It doesn't matter. But if we now say, if you get to the root of it and we see that it's all bullshit, and I call it bullshit immediately and I move on. So I don't give anybody support. That was why, if you look at it, when this whole thing started, the whole 3 second, I was on Paparano for the first time and I was telling the people, advising the people that look, because I saw the way all of these ABMOs and every other person that they were supporting Yomi without their brains. I saw the way they were going and I knew that emotionalist again, they have started. I knew that this emotionalist, they are already on another roller coaster to capsize. They're going for the kill. They're going to kill themselves at the end of the day. They're going to end up.
So Jack, how would you feel if Yomi comes back? He came back. He came first. He came. If he comes back a second time, actually, let's even say a third time, how would you actually feel if he was embraced with warmth and people start donating again?
To be honest, I won't feel anything because look, I've seen how stupid and how senseless people are, and let me tell you, from time immemorial, even when God created this earth, there will always be the scammed, and there will always be the scammers. There will always be swindlers. There will always be the swindled. So to think that there will be no gullible people that will be left on this on the surface of the earth, it's going to be a mistake.
I'm going to keep interjecting. Why do you call people who will donate because they are donating of the kindness of their heart as gullible? Why would you want to say that?
Yeah, big.
They are going to donate regardless because from the kindness and the goodness of their hearts, they're going to do what they do best. As
Okay,
Nigerians that actually care about this
I
case,
agree
and if
with
they
you on
believe
that.
in one person, whoever they believe in, they will donate their money regardless. Why should we label them as
I
gullible?
concur.
IT
I
guy, not
concur
all
to
of look,
that
all of
point.
them. Sorry, but all of them. Look at this. There are different categories. Some of them, they're doing it. Very few. They're doing it from clear conscience because they don't know. Some people are even they just abroad. They don't even know anything going on. They just hear something and they just say, "Oh, let me help." Very few, very minute percentage. But you see, majority of the people that were doing it, they were doing it for different reasons. In this, just I've seen people throwing money around just because they wanted to show off. Secondly, just because they wanted to pepper another team. Another reason, just because they are evil, they're supporting something evil. They know that this thing is leading nowhere, but because they want another person to feel peppered, like, look, I'm doing it anyway, and I'm not gonna do it for you. I'm not gonna give you the support, but I'm gonna give it to this other person.
Mr. Jack, Mr.
Yeah.
Jack, I agree with your response to the IT guy. I like the question of the IT guy too, and I love your response as well. You're making a lot of sense. But one thing I want you to know is that we can't control the mind of people. If people that believe in your me willingly want to give him money, none of us in Just for MOHBAD can stop it. When some people say that you're Mima Pro Just for MOHBAD, I came out. That's why the fact that I'm not a fan of your meal. I said, oh, anybody that in the palm of Yomi Justice for MOHBAD. Nobody can send me away from Justice for MOHBAD. Ṣé bàbá tó bẹ́ẹ̀ ni? Ṣé bàbá ló gbé anybody wá sí Justice for MOHBAD ni? Yomi has his fans. If his fans and supporters say that they want to keep paying, let them pay. I have my reason why I said, even though there are some good things that I know, there are some bad things that I do not agree with Yomi, that I think that no, he's not telling them the truth. I decided to keep quiet to myself, to keep it to myself, until when they see it by themselves. But I am not going to come out and keep saying this. But the thing is that let him, about the mobile house things and all stuff, like, once he didn't talk about it, I will stop talking about him. I don't care. Whatever Yomi is doing, he has his supporters. And his supporters so much believe in him. Let them, whatever they donate to Yomi is none of our freaking business. Let Yomi do whatever he got to do. He's the savior for them. They believe him. Let them be convinced. Hey, Yomi is not whatever. Then we can talk about that. But at the moment, Yomi is the savior. So that's what I have to say.
Boss man, with a bit of tongue in cheek, you are telling us your me is who savior, who has he saved? Boss man, come again. Your me is a
Yeah.
savior. Savior of what?
IT guy, look, let me tell
Let's
you
call
something.
a spade a spade.
That
He's
is
gonna come
that is
back,
actually
bro.
that is actually ironical. And hello,
I
IT
know.
guy.
Boss
That's
man,
why I'm
Ironical.
laughing.
All
boss
right, that
man,
is ironical.
That's
See,
why I'm laughing.
if he comes back, they will still accept him. All right, well, but we cannot stop that. See, let me break something down to you. I know the reason why Baba Mohbad is actually peppered. I know the reason why he went to the studio to do a show. He get away do You know why? Apo GoFundMe ti pín sí méjì. One for Yomi, and nothing is going from the access account or whatever. Of course, Baba will fight now. Of course. The supporters of your Baba before, they are now supporting Yomi. And that is nothing but the truth. So, the one thing I want you to know, Jack, is that you are speaking your own truth. I agree with all what you said so far. But that is your own take. Other people also they can speak for themselves. Let them do whatever they want to do. They see Yomi as the savior. Everybody has their own savior. There are some
Okay,
people that believe in. There are some
let's round
people.
things up a bit. Let's round
Mhm,
things up a bit.
mhm.
Yomi Fabiyi is not to be trusted. right? I'm not castigating him at this point in time, but listen very carefully.
Okay.
Yeah, is not to be trusted. So he is going to come back and he will be supported and embraced yet again. Should we not be thinking that I will class him as a credible human rights activist in this movement at this point, in the only one we know that can move mountains. Let's just give him that. And I want to kind of look at the situation that, given what we have, is the best we've got, is it all we've got. Let's say it's all we've got, and he's using his power, the power of his NGO, even though he requested for the power of attorney, was never going to get that. Joseph Aloba was never going to relinquish that off Muiwa and hand it over to him. And the 50 million he asserted that he deserves. All the jokes in that whole aspect of things. So we then have that situation right now. Should we not start thinking it's high time we rogued Yomi? We rogued Yomi into the corners, knowing that it's going to come. And when it comes, we rogue him into the corners and we forcibly push our way into working with him, whether he likes it or not. Otherwise, we are just going to do our whatever we need to do to push him back over the fence where he came from. I think we need to we need to look at this holistically. And I'm looking at it from the point of view, someone needs to mute themselves. Okay. I'm now looking at it from the point of view that I have a feeling he will come back. And I think I've had enough of listening to him. And I think that he talks too much. And he actually talks too much rubbish. And he tells too much tales and lies because he just talks too much. Because when you talk too much, you just lose it completely. And we're able to engage with him properly. And if we're engaging with him properly, we are not taking control of his NGO or whatever stuff that is set up. But we want to engage with him. And even if we have to rogue and force our way into it, we want to dismantle his monologues. We want to dismantle his fellowship and his followership. And we're just going to literally dismantle him. Why? Because we can. It's just because some of us just kept quiet during that period of time. Otherwise, if it's time for us to destroy Yomi Fabiyi, I'm telling you, I can destroy Yomi Fabiyi single-handedly. But because no, let me finish. Because what he's doing is his own doing, and he hasn't really impacted me negatively, and it's had its opportunities, and it's come once, it's come twice, and it's going to come a third time if he's not going to engage with people and stop jumping into bed with the police and the system and stop asserting that the police is your friend today, and then go to Aso Rock and write letter to Jagaban and say the police is useless in some spaces. That is what I want to implore everybody to be conscious of. If he comes back and he cannot carry on the way he has before, and if he does, I will take it upon myself, whether I fail or not, to make sure he doesn't see the light of the day. But he is going to come back. So all we need to do now is to start engineering a process to sort of like welcome him and say that, okay, these are the things that we expect you to do. I think he's made some comment recently that he's beginning to learn and beginning to understand the responsibility of a foundation and the human rights element and how you engage and whatnot. And I think he probably will come back smarter. And when it comes to donating money, you can't stop people from donating money, and they will donate money. But we need to probably adopt a different style in expectation, work with him, and this time around, we're not going to give him the opportunity to keep speaking. We're going to go onto his site and we're all going to sit on his site and be talking to him, whether he likes it or not, whether he brings, or even if he blocks every single one of us, and we keep using our fake accounts. We're not going to give him the opportunity to breathe. And if he's listening, he needs to understand you cannot do it on your own, Yomi Fabiyi. You cannot be a foundation, be the spokesman, be the accountant, be the salesperson, the marketing person, and be the PRO. Yomi Fabiyi, it is not done that way. And you remember, what is going to finish you is that you're only using the black app to crusade your market. And if we're able to burn your house down on this black app, you are finished. Every single negative factor that we can find to destroy you, we all have it. And we can crusade it and plaster it on all the apps everywhere.